this year for those listening on. I didn't have any picks this year. Basically, just kind of went with value. I didn't really have any main weaknesses in the team. So I ended up getting Ben Sinnott from Washington tight end. I wanted to add to my tight ends because I had Kittle and I had Kelsey, right? My older guys. And then I have Kyle Pitts in that league, but we don't really know about Kyle Pitts just yet. So to me, it was kind of like, okay, let me figure
out. We don't know about Kyle Pitts yet? What do you mean?
Well, as far as I don't know how he's going to perform because we haven't really seen him perform at that elite level besides his rookie year. So he's had a couple letdowns. I just want that one good year of confirmation. So with that being said, I was just like, okay, well then I'm just gonna take a tight end, which is value, because Bowers was the number one and he was a first rounder. I got Sinnott late. It was my last pick in the second round. I didn't really like any of the players around it. I didn't like the running. I didn't want to reach on a running back. I just took the value. So just added to my tight end core, and we'll see what happens, how it ends up going. After that, I went Javon Baker, Braylon Allen, and Isaac, was it Garendo?
Isaac Garendo. Okay, taking my Niners. I see you.
Little running backs here and there. You need some depth.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. We got a couple things.
Kyle Pitts tight end one. Whoa.
You see Kyle Pitts tight end one, man.
He's a tight end one.
Dan's the GOAT. I remember him clutching on the 24-hour stream. Dan clutch, and you know what? We also had a couple other people clutch. Right? I needed some help during that stream, and you guys are all clutching for me right now. But
that was heavy. 24 hours.
That was heavy, man. I don't know. Whoever was in the stream, I don't know if y'all remember. There was a point in the middle of the night at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And guess what the topic was? We had done all kind of drafts. You know what the topic was? Battle rap.
Oh.
We got on battle rap. And actually somebody that is in this industry is a battle rapper or has previously been a battle rapper. I'm going to let you tell him himself. My boy, Fantasy Dude, is in the building.
What's good?
What an intro.
You know what I'm saying? How you living, dog? How are you living on this day today? This one specific day right here, Fantasy Dude.
This one specific day on my 43rd birthday on
this
planet Earth. Yep.
Shit. Happy birthday, bro.
Yep.
Happy birthday to you.
My dad and I had a conversation.
I appreciate you coming on the stream and tapping in, man.
Oh, for sure, man. Anything for the homies, you know that.
Yes, sir. How's life in Canada now that Drake is public enemy number one?
I actually live in the city where Rick Ross got popped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Vancouver is like I'm in a suburb of Vancouver, right? And that whole situation when it went down, it was like a big deal here. I know it was big online too, but yeah, it was that happened here in my town.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. So you out there with the Hells Angels, huh? You affiliated or what?
Hell no. My dad used to work with a bunch of those guys on the railroad. That was about it. That was the closest I ever got. I stayed away from those. You just learn. You learn. You know how it is, especially I'm sure being in Cali, you guys have your rules about who to talk to and stuff.
Yeah, sure. I wish I could have got you in this draft, bro. I wish I could have got you in this draft.
Yeah, we'll get you.
I can judge. I heard you guys slandering some running backs earlier.
Slander them. Yeah.
Yo,
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think this is the year where like running back early is just it doesn't work. It doesn't vibe with me very well. Like it's just
talking about running back early. You mean taking multiple, like investing?
Like what do you early? Mean? Yeah, because I feel like if you're missing out on these wide receivers this year, and this is coming from like Team RB. Like I've been Team RB my entire career. You know what I'm saying? So like this year, it's very noticeable when I'm doing my mock drafts or any of the drafts I've already done. I just find if I'm going like heavy running back early, I feel good about my running back situation, but not the rest of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I kind of figure like when I do my these mock drafts, you gotta almost get if you're in the first round, you almost have to get one of the top like 6
hero.
Or 7
Yeah,
guys.
hero running back is the way I've kind of been going myself.
Yeah, because I keep finding myself like in the middle of the draft and I get sniped and I'm like I'm running out. So I don't ever panic in a draft, but it's just you kind of want to mold your team towards what you have.
I'm actually, you know what I'm finding just with doing all the mocks and like trying zero running back, for instance, right? Like for me, it's hard to do because I'm just such a running back guy. usually when you're trying to do that zero running back, you're going, heavy wide receivers, maybe a top tier tight end, and you want to get like a elite kind of quarterback situation. But I'm finding waiting on that quarterback isn't that bad of an idea now with the zero running back idea, because you're getting a Kyler Murray later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
AR is later in there too.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that dropped this year, like Purdy, Dak.
Yeah,
you get Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels.
I mean, you're not getting a guy who's going to be a top 5 guy, but they have the potential to break into it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit, Joe Burrow was top 5. A lot of people think he was, and Dak and fucking Jordan Love were both top 5 quarterbacks last year. So,
did y'all see what Sleeper did on his profile pic?
On whose?
On Joe Burrow.
Oh yeah, the Eminem.
They put Eminem as his profile pic.
That's crazy. All right, so we got start bench cut: C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Kyler Murray.
Oh,
that sucks. I got it right off the hop. I'm starting Richardson. I'm benching Stroud, and I'm cutting Murray.
I think that's consensus.
Okay.
I think Murray and Stroud's close for me though.
It is close, but I like that.
Can we factor in ADP? Because I mean, I might.
Yeah,
I might
if you're
have to
factoring
take
ADP,
Kyler,
Stroud, yeah,
as my starter there. If I'm factoring in ADP,
dude, Kyler's ADP is so sexy this year.
Yeah, man. Yo, hey, you got a lot of love in the chat. Yo, Fantasy View, what up? Happy birthday. 43
thank
years.
You. I appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Thank
a lot
you so
of
much.
love in the chat, man. I got a good
it.
group here, bro. This is I've been building this motherfucker now. It's a special group, man.
Good people know good people, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Start bench cut, water, chocolate milk, fruit punch. I'll let y'all. You know what? So I got 2 guys. One of them's name's Adam. This guy, JSC. We come in every single chat. They give me some like crazy start bench cut. So this time is y'all turn.
Yeah,
y'all turn to
chocolate milk is a definite start. Hands down. Chocolate milk is the start. It's been my go-to, my ride or die since I was like yay big. You know what I'm saying? And then fruit punch. You can sit on the bench. You're always a good one. And when you're really thirsty, coming in from outside, I know water's there for a quencher, but you know what? I can get that from a hose. Fruit punch don't come from the hose. So I'm cool with cutting water.
Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna go damn near the opposite on that one. I'm gonna say water is the start, of course, because it's goated. You can use water with anything. You can turn it into ice and then put some vodka in it. It's water for me. I'm actually gonna bench fruit punch because I just something about
you're
fruit
cutting
punch.
You savage.
And I am cutting chocolate milk. I can't do milk, bro. I can't do the milk. The milk has got to go, even if it's chocolate.
Yo, chocolate milk's always been there for you, dog.
The stomach.
It's gotta be hot chocolate, bro.
Can't do it, brother.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all got it. It's gonna be water for me, bro. Fruit punch is fire though. Fruit punch is fire.
Back in the day, Hawaiian punch back in the day was just like liquid sugar.
Yeah. We grew up off that shit though. That was our era. We grew up off that shit. All the drinks were hella sugary like that.
Do you remember like the McDonald's, the Kool-Aid squeezers?
Yes,
dude,
the ones with the little top on it.
Yeah. So when I got married, my wife and I, we eloped to Vegas. We just said, forget this, right? We went to Vegas, and there was like a hat store underneath our hotel that had those just randomly in a cooler, and we're like, dude. So we bought some. Oh, they were so bad.
Really?
Nothing like I
probably go to town.
I was so excited when we got them too. I hadn't seen them in like 15, 20 years.
Damn, Tank Dell went that early, bro. That's crazy.
I reached on Dell.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah. So listen to this. You know I'm a tank guy, right? That's my tanker doodle. I love that guy to death. I was just doing a startup draft, and I had traded my 5th round pick. Or sorry, I traded my 4th round pick and my 5th round pick to trade up and grab Brock Bowers. I wanted Tank so bad. I had pick number 2. I took him with the 3-2 pick. It's my boy. I had to have him.
All right.
And I said it. I said it in the chat. I'm like, I'm reaching. I know I'm reaching, but he is not going to be there by the time I get another pick.
Fantasy dude, I would say, you don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna take an L, but you did beat me last year in the championship, bro. You got me. You got me in the Creator League of the championship.
I don't think Tank is this 3rd round material. I'm not defending that pick in any way.
I'm saying you crazy just for even suggesting it or doing it, but
I did it.
That's my boy. Hey, I gotta give props where props is due. I don't get beat very often. I'm gonna be real. And you beat me in a championship of an area of my expertise. When I get there, I win. And you beat me in the championship. So
I
shout out
left
to
out
you.
Puka. Puka turned out to be a good. I think I had Adams that week too. Did I not?
Yeah, he went crazy. You had
Yeah,
like
that's
two
when
players
Adams
that went
went nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, still, see, I remember all this shit too. I
Dude,
remember
that
you
Puka stuff last year was such a surprise.
Man, you know what? And I think that's the crazy part to me is everybody's like, "Who's the next Puka? Who's the next Puka?" And I'm
There
like,
is no next Puka.
there
Like,
ain't no Puka.
last time we saw
Puka.
Puka, it was Odell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that was the last Puka. And how long ago was Odell?
Shit, that was what, 2013?
God damn.
10 years? Was it 2013 or 2015?
Yeah.
That was 20.
That catch though, man.
Right? 2014?
That catch though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I feel like Odell, man, that's one of those cases too when I look at like some of these players and we're all like projecting out how they're always going to do, or like you have to take this player. I'm like, you've seen what happened with Odell. It's like sometimes players go through injuries, they go through different situations. So
I'm afraid
I hate that shit, man.
I'm not saying Puka is that guy when it comes to what this individual did, because what he did was off-field stuff. But I'm just saying, like, what if Puka is the next Josh Gordon? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he is, but like things happen. Players don't.
But I think the biggest thing is coming off of years like this is that you just don't overreact to it.
Yeah.
There's more times than not that he's not going to return the ADP value that you're going to see in drafts. So that's why we all, at least I do, is I recommend, hey, like you don't fade players, you just fade ADPs. I mean, that's
Puka's
the biggest
ADP
thing.
bothers me this year.
Take the value. Yeah, his ADP is just. I've seen him in the first round like almost every other draft that I've been in.
Oh,
kind of wild. It's wild.
Yeah, no, the rankings, like when I look at ADP, sometimes I'm looking at, all right, like maybe I just am down on a player, but like when I look at Puka's ADP, a lot of times he's going over. I can't get Devontae Adams after Puka Nacua. I literally, in my brain, I'm like, bro, I just don't see that at all. And Puka Nacua, I just talked about it earlier on the stream. That's one of the players I've had to adjust the most because I'm like, am I tripping? Like sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, am I tripping? Am I the one? But I still have Kupp as the one in this offense. So to me, it's tough. I'm like, man, like sometimes the same thing's kind of going on with Nico and Stephon Diggs. And I got Diggs over Nico Collins. And
then you see those tweets yesterday about, Kupp is number one again. He's looking great.
You're welcome for those tweets. You're welcome for putting that out there to the masses.
I've been a Kupp guy.
Who was saying that?
Came in, man.
Yo, and then but I think back, there was a player in Dan, and saying we was in the thick of it, fantasy football season when DeAndre Hopkins was on the Arizona Cardinals. And what was the thing everybody was saying then? Hollywood Brown is the guy. What happened is it's like I think the fantasy community expects things because players are older. But that's not. I don't think
people like to attach a narrative to situations. Yeah. Everybody, it's a natural thing, right? We want to put a narrative to the situation, and it's just once one becomes popular and it catches on.
I think a lot of people just like the next best thing. They want the newest shiny new toy. They want the next Justin Jefferson. They want the next Jamar Chase. They want the next Puka Nacua.
Hold on.
I am curious who's going to be that random wide receiver that comes out of nowhere this year, because there is one every year. They're not always on the level of Puka, but there is somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just curious who that guy is going to be this year.
Frizzle, my man. I'm gonna help you out. I think you said you were new earlier. I'm gonna help you out. Pick somebody that's higher up. You're too far down. Pick two new players, bro. I'm gonna help you out because I think you said you were new. This is your first time ever playing fantasy, and you want to do a mock draft. Normally, I'd be pretty harsh on you and be like, what the hell are you doing? But if this gives you opportunity to pick two players higher up, you pick Enrico Dowdle and David Njoku. You're way too far down the list. If you're trolling, we probably just gonna reset every pick you have. All right. I'm not trying to be hard on you right now because I think you said you were new. I want you to try it out. Pick somebody a little bit higher.
Welcome to the show if you are new, because I love fantasy football and I love meeting new people, man. It's like honestly, I want everybody. I have my best friend in the world refuses to try fantasy football, and it drives me nuts every year. Yombo, I got a spot for you.
Yeah, go ahead and pick two players. If you don't want, if you want me to pick them, go ahead. But pick two players. Yeah, it's all good. Don't trip. There you go. Much better picks.
Cool. I'm with
Much
that.
better picks. Don't feel. Hey, it's all good, man. It shit happens.
Take this as the practice, man.
That's what
it is. That's all mock is. It's the practice.
Yep. That's the thing. Like if you're trying to win during the mock, you're not mocking, right? Like try things out. Like you were talking Devonta Adams, right? You were weirded out about how Devonta Adams is going after a guy like Nacua. I was doing some mocks from the 108 pick the other day, which, by the way, I find to be my most irritating spot in all of the draft. I don't like it. But it came around for my second pick, and there was Devonta Adams and Drake London. And I was like, ooh, let's try London and see what it looks like. And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's, I actually like Drake London this year, man. I think there's
do, but it didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Hitting him over Adams. It's just like, but it's Adams.
It's Devontae, bro. Devontae is, I don't know why he gets, every year, it's the same guys I feel like that get disrespected. I don't understand it. Like him, Mike Evans.
It's the dynasty
Kamara.
mentality. It's dynasty mentality coming into redraft is what it is. He's 31, bro. It's like, so?
The age, and everybody's assuming that every player at that age falls off. And what it is, I've seen the stat before. It's a percentage. There's 50% of running backs start to fall off at this age. But now that's been just absorbed into everybody's thinking that every player is like that. And it doesn't quantify, was the player a stud? Were they not?
Let's be
dynasty?
realistic.
Was it PPR? Was it standard? There's so much that it could have been.
Let's be realistic. If you're 31 years old as a wide receiver and still playing in the NFL, chances are you're probably good at what you did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you were gone a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
yeah, people don't make it that far at that old. I mean,
like how many guys did we just see retire this offseason who were only in the season for or only in the league for a couple of seasons? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tyler coming on talking about wide receiver 1. You might as well just draft with us next time, Tyler. Wide receiver number 1, man. We're going to find out about that.
Worst QB room in the NFL.
Tyler over here dropped. He said, worst QB room in the NFL. Come on, bruh. You know what? That actually is true. Like, I'm not really concerned about Gardner Minshew. I don't think that's the worst QB room in the NFL, because if you go maybe a little bit further to the east and you look at Denver, it's not looking good, bro. Or north.
Michael Pittman was the wide receiver 13 last year with Gardner Minshew throwing him the ball.
And that was Pittman.
I'm not saying that the same thing would happen 2 years in a row, but it can give you a baseline. You're expecting, high end wide receiver.
And how many targets? Let's be real. How many targets is Devontae gonna get in this offense?
I'm more curious how Brock Bowers
like all of them.
All of them. Yeah, you think Brock Bowers? Hold on, talk about Brock Bowers, man.
I'm wondering how he gets trickled in, just because he was such a target hog in college. The man can control, that kind of volume.
I think that all comes down to coaching, man. You have to scheme him open. I think that if you take him that high, I mean, you have to give him the touches. But again, it's still a Devontae.
Is it now? Though?
I do feel like
all the time. Or early
they're going to run the piss out of the ball. Honestly, they're going to run the ball a lot. I think. If you're in a league with points per carry, I think Zamir White is a great snag.
How do y'all feel about Zamir White? Because I've seen this comparison that Zamir White is this year's like Alexander Madison. And do y'all feel that way? Do you feel like Zamir White's going overdrafted just because he's new running back in new situation? Well, young running back in new situation.
No, I don't think so. He looked good in the chunk of time at the end of the year he had last year. He was like RB3 for like those last couple weeks there or something like that. Roughly, I can't remember the number off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but I mean, he shows that he can ball, right? I think that's going to be their identity. It feels like it's going to be more of an old school approach with what they're doing, but I don't know. I'm curious because outside of Devonta Adams, they don't really. They got Jacoby Myers, and that's it.
Myers, yeah,
right.
I don't know, Dan. You were kind of in on Zamir. I can't remember. I'll let you speak for yourself. But how do you feel about Zamir White as a player in this situation?
Well, I compared him to like a poor man's Nick Chubb. He's just not going to catch the ball too often. Usually, well, he didn't really catch the ball in college, but he kind of was that power back.
That's what they pulled in that Dylan Lob kid for.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a. Where is he going? I haven't looked.
He's like RB2 level, so like right around like Najee Harris and Raheem Mostert, Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably a little bit too high.
I'm in on Najee this year.
I probably have him ranked as the RB3.
RB3? Yeah, I'm in on Najee too.
Yeah, I'm in on Najee this year.
I'm actually in on Zamir White. I think Zamir White can play well, man. I think I kind of more
don't
along
like the
lines.
Offense. Like what are they going to? How many?
Yeah, I just don't see a lot of scoring opportunities, right?
So was he get 7? How many touchdowns? Like what? 5, 6?
Yeah, he doesn't
over a 17-game season. Dang.
Yeah.
I think because when they get to the red zone, that's where you see a guy like Bowers or Adams get their looks, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that'll be an interesting case because I kind of was thinking he would get more like 8 to 10 touchdowns, somewhere in that range. Like 8 touchdowns seems about right for Zamir with like probably 1,100 yards, especially like with the way he was playing last year in those last 4 games. Antonio Pierce is going to want to run the football. Like as much as they'll get Devontae the ball, They'll get Brock Bowers the ball. They're going to open up the passing game. They're going to want to run the football. I have concerns about the pass catching work, but I'm like, if Zamir White is 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, I think maybe that's that's probably like the ceiling for him. But I also think the floor is really high. Like,
I think that's a solid season from an RB2 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
if he's like my RB2, I'm okay with it. If he's my RB3, I feel a lot better about it.
Boom, there it is. There it is. You have to take him as your RB2 right now for the most part.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
right?
the hard part.
Yeah. You're committing one of your next 3 picks after taking him to another RB. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be putting yourself in a bit of a hole, I think.
Another running back who's going to go, another young player, since we're on the topic of like young players here, another running back who's going to go, I would say pretty early, Jonathan Brooks, right? In my drafts, he doesn't. We've been talking about Jonathan Brooks, but I've seen Jonathan Brooks go as high as like top 20, top 25 area for the potential, right? Everybody's looking at, oh, look how Todd Gurley looked. That's, and I hate these lazy ass comparisons we do sometimes, but not us, but Jonathan Brooks, man, you feel like he's going to be an immediate impact? Are you drafting him? Like,
after the tweet from, I can't remember who it was the other day about his knee and he might not be ready for 4 weeks or something like that. They were saying I'm out on Jonathan Brooks this year. I'm kind of treating it how I treated Javonte Williams after his injury. If you want to take a flyer on him later, which he won't be there, but if he fell, then I might take him, but I'm not touching him.
Yeah, Jonathan Brooks for me.
It's still the Panthers at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's the Panthers. You treat it like Jonathan Taylor last year, but at a way lesser degree. So Taylor had that suspension, or he was holding out 4 weeks, whatever the case may be. I think that running backs coming off that ACL, it's usually that year 2. Is when they dominate. So he has the talent.
Clapback for everybody. The clapback for everybody is that, oh, he's just like Gurley. Gurley was out for the same amount of time. Gurley came in and finished as top whatever RB. I don't know exactly what the number is, but they're saying because it was a clean ACL tear, PCL, MCL weren't affected, that now we should be looking at Jonathan Brooks as like the next Todd Gurley is essentially what people are saying.
Yeah, I can't see that.
There's only been like 3 guys who come back from that injury like that, like AP, Todd Gurley, and someone else, and actually dominated. We're talking about Hall of Fame players. Like you can't really.
Yeah, Dalvin came back from an ACL and went hammer, but I'm probably just staying away. If he's being drafted within the first,
where he's going, there's other options.
8 to 10 rounds. I gotta fade that.
Yeah, I'm cool. Off Brooks. I just want to get you guys' opinion because I had gone back and forth with a couple people on that already. So to me, it's just an interesting player that, it's not like he's a top 10 pick. It's not like he was a first round guy. This was a second round running back out of Texas. Obviously, he got hurt and that's probably affected his stock. But like going to somewhat of I know Canales is supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. This offense is supposed to be humming, but this offense is not going to be dynamic. Let's just put it that way.
The only part of this offense I'm interested in is Deontay Johnson, and that's it. I don't think I'm really into any other part of it. I might take, Bryce as like a QB3 in a super flex league. I'm not going to draft him. He's more of a waiver wire fill in for a week on a bye week or something, but I'm not really in on much of this offense in general. Unless the value is there on one of the pieces. But Deontay's probably the only guy I'm going to draft from that offense.
Is it weird that we're just disregarding Adam Thielen now? Is it kind of weird? Because I feel like we did that shit last year too. And
he dominated for that first chunk.
Yeah. He was elite to start the year.
He won me some weeks.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but I'm like, maybe and I know Canales is going to have Deontay's going to be good, but I'm just saying, like, why do we always every year Adam Thielen's a top 30 receiver? Every year, and he's healthy. It's just weird. He's a weird player for me because I never rate him high, but I'm like, he always produces.
He's a good flex guy. He's that guy you want to have. Just I need a flex guy. Oh,
he doesn't even. I don't even think he gets drafted. Oh shit! I went to the wrong. What did I just do? I stopped. We're in this one. Okay, but he doesn't even get drafted right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. He's. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Panthers, and he's old. He's getting old, and that's just where's the upside is why he's not being drafted. You're never going to get wide receiver 1 numbers. If you do, it's like 1 or 2 games throughout the year, and that's where Adam Thielen's just who he is. Unfortunately, it sucks. It's Mother Nature. It is what it is. But there's just no upside with Adam Thielen. I'd rather just take a shot where you'd get him by either undrafted guys or latest
grabbing like a Jalen Polk or something.
Just see what like. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it sucks because he was such a really good fantasy player. That's like in your head, you're like, dude, this dude's good, and he is solid for what he does. But
he's one of the reasons Diggs decided to be let go in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true.
They had Adam Thielen. They said, okay, bye, Diggs.
That's true. Yo, what else you doing for your B-Day? What'd you do today, my man?
Not a hell of a lot. Just kind of took it easy, to be honest. I don't really do much. We went out yesterday and hung out with some friends, so that was about it. Or sorry, on Friday night and hung out with some friends. But
yeah, some drinks and shit.
I'm not a big drinker, so no, I did not.
I'm not mad at that, bro, because that shit will fuck with you.
Oh, my dad, God bless his soul. Some of his friends dropped by his house the other day. My dad's in his 60s, right?
Yeah.
Some of his buddies dropped by, and so he put on Facebook. He's like, "Oh, day drunk. I can't believe we're doing this." And then at like 10 o'clock at night, I'm too old for day drunk.
Once you hit like 40, it becomes problem, bro. I'm 35. Once I hit like 35, I feel like shit started hitting me like a ton of bricks. So
yeah, no, I stopped drinking about 10 years ago. So like I drink socially, or if I go to Mexico, I paid for it. You bet your ass I'm drinking.
Right.
Yeah. What about we got on this whole Carolina talk? What about Xavier Legette, man? And I don't know. I know they took him, they went up and got him, but like
waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, I'm just
if he starts popping, that's about it. I'm not going to stash him. He's not, you know what I mean? I'd rather take a chance on a Kamani Vidal or someone like that later on in my draft than one of those, running backs with upside than a guy like Legette. I think he's more of a way. He could be a waiver pickup sometime during the season, but.
Well, the rookies, I feel like the rookies this year, it's a polarizing topic because a lot of people, man, are in on the rookies this year. And there was so many high drafted rookie wide receivers in the first round. I actually just did a post on this about how typically we don't see guys in the top 20 or 30 when it comes to the receivers that get taken in the first round. But Dan, you had a guy that was taken at the top of the second round for the Bills, man. And a lot of people have questions about Keon Coleman, where he's going right now. Is he the wide receiver one? Just based off of your intel and like things that you have as a Bills fan, how are you looking at Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid? You can condense it, but like, how are you looking at those four? Who's the one?
Kincaid. Kincaid's the one. He's going to get the most targets. I think you started to see over the last course of the second half of the season, Josh started to find his trust in Kincaid, and they drafted him as having the best hands in the draft as far as catching the ball. They want
what pick number was he?
That can catch the ball. Kincaid was. I'll find it right now. Hang on.
Was he like the number 8 pick? Something hella high.
He was high, yeah.
No, he was
like number 8, number 11, something like that. I feel like he was a top 10
right
pick.
Now. He was a 25th.
25th. I had that completely wrong.
That's okay. So I think Kincaid's going to get all the main share, the lion's share of the targets. I think Curtis Samuel's probably your best value in drafts. He's going to be like the Deebo Samuel, moving him around. So I think that you probably get the most value out of Curtis Samuel if you're drafting in fantasy for redraft. Keon, he has the ability to high point the ball. He has strong hands. He's good with the yak. His problem is just separating. He's not a good separator. And so to me, we'll see what happens. I don't know if he's going to be a deep threat guy because he's not like Gabe Davis or anything like that. So to me, if you have Keon as your wide receiver 4, I think you feel pretty good about that if you walk away in drafts. So wide receiver 4, no higher than that for me. I wouldn't trust him as my wide receiver 3.
All right. Yeah, it's an interesting topic, man, because I think I have a lot. You come in. I'll take some. If you can refill this water up for me and then the smoothie, that would be dope. Thank you, baby. But yeah, it was. I feel like with Keon Coleman, man, the upside is there. It's just a tough thing to gauge because we know the offense is really Josh Allen. And then we just saw such a dynamic change from, when it was Ken Dorsey to Joe Brady. We saw a really big change in that offense. So, and then also they've been talking up a lot of Dawson Knox this offseason too. So I don't know. That whole Bills team, Khalil Shakir's been getting a lot of offseason hype, man.
What about this? Who's that kid that they've been talking about? I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Who, the running back, Ray Davis?
No, wide receiver. Undrafted wide receiver everyone's been buzzing about. Terrell Shavers.
I never even heard of him.
Yeah, apparently I'm not saying that he's like going to be a 3-set kind of guy, but like it feels like that wide receiver room is just so open. Like there's so many names being Chase Claypool at the beginning of OTAs was apparently looking good.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? We got granted a lot of it's, training camp talk, but
searching for something out there.
The biggest value is going to be Curtis Samuel. That's what I really
100% I agree.
Curtis Samuel is going to be that slot guy.
MVS is on the bubble of being cut right now, and
yeah. So, but I mean, if you're going to just do anything on the Bills, it's Allen and Kincaid. Those two guys, I would feel pretty confident outside of injury that those guys finish top 5 at their positions.
James Cook too.
I don't feel comfortable with James Cook. I don't feel comfortable, but I think those two for me, Bills. Those are the guys that. I feel like, okay, these guys, I know they're going to produce.
I honestly think
no ifs, ands, or buts. Go ahead, sir.
I like James Cook a lot. I think his work kind of is a little more guaranteed than a guy like a Devon Achane, where we don't really know. Like, I love Devon. I just don't like Devon Achane's ADP. Obviously, it's way too high. But like, you see them going, like in this draft, for instance, you can see they went a couple running backs apart. It's just more. I feel like the work that Cook could get is more set in stone as opposed to what we hope Devon Achane will get.
So like, I always like that talk. What you're going to get versus what you're hoping to get. Sometimes it's two different things. But the only thing I have concerns about with James Cook is literally towards the second half of last year, we saw that stretch of games when Brady first took over as a coordinator. We saw like James Cook 5 catches, 4 catches, 5 catches, 3 catches. It was like 3 or 4 games in a row, and then after that. Dude was just so inconsistent, especially that cold weather in Buffalo being a kind of a quicker back. So they use Josh Allen in the red zone. They already are getting some other dink and dunk guys in there. We're talking about Curtis Samuel, Kincaid, bigger part of the offense. I just don't really see a whole lot of like upside things, man. I don't see a whole lot of upside for James Cook personally. Like, I don't think he can get to like 8 touchdowns. I don't really think he's gonna get a whole lot of
I'm not saying like he's a top 10 guy or a top 12, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like he's going to be a league winner. I'm just saying when I look at those two guys and I'm looking at like you said, what you hope to get as compared to what you will know to get out of a guy, I just feel like his workload is a lot more predictable.
I ain't mad at that.
I see the upside on Achane so much though. Like his upside is insane.
Let's go like this. My bad. Kamani Vidal, he got picked. That's funny. We were just talking about him earlier.
I'll take him at the end of my draft. I don't mind it.
We were just talking about how he has like upside, and I was kind of hating. We're not gonna lie.
Oh no, hate on it. I think if Dobbins can stay healthy this year, he's going to make Vidal's an issue to get on the field, right? Like he's going to give him an issue about getting on that field, but it's just.
I just can't with Dobbins, man. I'm
not in on Dobbins. I'm not saying that.
I think the problem is I think I saw a tweet one time. I don't remember who it was from, but they said that what were the running backs that ever successfully completed their seasons after a Achilles injury, and it's been 0. So none of them has had a successful even RB2 season after an Achilles injury. So. I'm out on Dobbins. I loved him as a talented player. He's a great talent. He just, unfortunately,
that injury is a career killer.
That injury is like a career killer.
Well, hopefully Aaron Rodgers can come back and show you all what to do.
Well, he's not a running back, but yes, hopefully so. Hopefully,
little ayahuasca.
I'm interested. I hope honestly, I want to see Aaron Rodgers play because I mean, it's always better in the NFL.
I want to see Garrett Wilson do Garrett Wilson. That's what I want to see. And I think Aaron Rodgers right now is his best chance to do it. So
yeah, definitely. But not too good because the Bills are going to still smash them. Not too good, man. Not too good.
Yo, Jahan, you taking Cup or Saquon in the early second? Saquon over Cup for me. Even though it's close, man. Cup, the Cup has been really hard, bro, because it's like
ADP shot up.
It's the player it has. Since you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm the seismic tweet that we need, the seismic post that we need to move ADP. But when you think about it, like I'm like, yo, Cup, we are not that far removed from taking him in the top 5. And what's really changed in his situation?
Yeah, he had an injury-riddled season last year. It
He
happened.
got hurt. That's it. Now we're taking him
His
outside.
quarterback got hurt too.
It's people don't realize that, man. So I don't know. Like, he's a tough player for me because that seems like when I give there's a difference between me and my leagues versus me giving advice. And I think giving advice, you don't want to stray people too far away from like things that they know because it can seem way too extreme. But I also am like, dude, Cooper Kupp is like a top 5 receiver, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like fantasy wise, in that system, fantasy wise, and he's going outside the top 20. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know. That's another one to me.
Like, did people forget he was a Triple Crown winner? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, he is awesome. You know, yes, he's older. Yes, he came off an injury, and yes, he had a quote unquote bad season last year. But when he plays and when he's healthy, he's top 3 in the league. Like, that's who he is, and in this offense, at least in fantasy, you know, he's top 3. So. To see him outside the top 20 in these drafts, which won't happen in the next 3 weeks, like there's no way.
His ADP
is going up. So if you're drafting, draft now.
Get Kupp now if you can, 3rd round.
But yeah, man, I just can't see it.
Y'all want to rate these teams?
Yes,
or y'all want to draft again? We've been rating these teams, bro. I am absolutely listen. I am 9.5 hours into rating teams and doing mock drafts. I am absolutely sick of this shit already.
So let's run another draft, man.
So note to everybody in the chat right now, make sure you DM him saying, "Would you rate my team, please?"
Bro,
how many I get? I get like 10 of those a day at least.
You want a rating? Sponsor it.
No sponsor rate. I don't even want to rate them up. I don't care how much it is. I'm just like, I'm cool off these damn ratings. Team ratings, bro. We only need 2 more likes. We need 2 more likes on the stream to reach 100. We've been trying to reach 100 for 9 hours, which is crazy. Mr. Beast can get 100 in the first 20 seconds. I can't get 100 in 10 hours of being on a fucking live stream.
That's crazy, guys. Come on.
Rate my team. I'm not in this draft. The rate my teams are crazy. All right, I'm gonna set up this other one. Who you guys got? Garrett Wilson or AJ Brown?
Oh, you know me. It's still AJ for me. He is AJ is a receiver I hold near and dear to my heart. He's awesome, and his offense is a lot better. So I like the target share that Garrett Wilson can theoretically have, but I'm still gonna go AJ.
Yeah, if it was Dynasty, I'd go Garrett, but it's AJ for me.
The glaze. He said, I hold him near and dear to my heart. I ain't mad at you, Dan.
Yeah, you know what it is. He's still top 3, and he was 3. God damn it, I was right.
AJ Brown. All right, here we go. I'm gonna send this link to y'all real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, don't rate mine, please. Don't worry, Frill. It's a mock. It's a mock draft. You know what I'm saying? Never feel bad about it, bro.
I don't even rate mine. I don't even want my rating to do.
Yeah, I mean, your team is trash, bro. Your team is kind of trash. I ain't gonna lie. Your team is slacking right now.
So bad.
Your team lacking, bro.
Man, I don't know.